Hey Rack Beer viewers, just got done watching Tony Yates' Happy Brew Year's year 2016 year retrospective video, and I liked it so much I thought I would totally rip it off. So I wanted to do, oh, Happy Homebrew Wednesday, Happy New Year, Happy Homebrew Wednesday, Happy Plagiarism. Yeah, so I'm gonna do my first Homebrew Wednesday of the year as a look back on last year and a look forward on this coming year. Yeah, so that sounds right. And I got a beer, my little, what do I got? I got Conan Double IPA from Brewski in Sweden. I don't know if you can see that. I did a review on this beer, but I don't think I published it. I've been yeah, I've got a lot of videos in the can that I really just need to put out. Yeah, the end of the year has really been kind of crazy. I can see a dude that is looking out his window at me, looking at this camera, like, what the fuck? What is this dude doing? He's just staring at me. Just staring. Now I'm staring back at him. It's gonna get weird. I'm gonna wave. No, I'm not gonna wave. All right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I have a lot of review videos, kind of laying around that I need to go out. What do you guys think of review videos? Let me. I don't know. Do you even care? Does anyone care about review videos? I don't know. I just like to drink beer and talk about it, and well, you guys are my online beer drinking friends, so I might as well drink the beer while talking to you, right? That is very good. Yeah. So 2016 was a pretty crazy year for me. Pretty a lot of different stuff happened. 2016, the beginning of 2016 was when I had to leave the old brewery, which if you're a long time viewer, you'll know that I used to brew in like a shared brewing space with a bunch of other guys. And if you're newer, you can go back and watch some of my older videos and see that place. That was kind of a sad thing for me, leaving that place. Now the dude has changed to a different window to look at me. It's starting to get weird now. Yeah, so it was. I really hated losing that place, but I'm also. Yeah, well, I had a lot of good times brewing there. It was kind of inconvenient at the time because it was a little far away from my house, and I didn't have a driver's license at the time. Denmark has allowed Americans to change their driver's licenses, just, yeah, in the summer. Or, well, it was earlier than that, but I only got mine changed in the summer. But, yeah, so I left that brewing place, and I started trying to brew at home. I also started a new job, which has been, it's been a lot more challenging than my old job. I used to actually work at home, so obviously I had a lot more time to brew when I was working at home, and I was kind of making my own hours. But now I've got 9 to 5, and that has definitely cut into my brewing time. I find myself brewing a lot less. It's also more of a hassle to brew here at the apartment. So that's kind of why you haven't seen as much homebrewing stuff from me. I was brewing a lot right around the turn of last year because I had dedicated space for it. I had a lot of free time because I was making my own schedule. So I was brewing a lot. I also had a brewing partner, and that's another thing that changed in 2016. My Victor, my buddy I used to brew with, he graduated and became a doctor, and he moved to Copenhagen. So we don't brew together anymore. So now it's just me sucking down all the brews. So that slowed me down a lot more than I imagined it would. But yeah, new job, new brewing situation that is to be expected. That yeah, that I kind of slowed down. I feel like I really want to get back into making more brewing content. I've been kind of filling the gap with you know, just beer reviews and kind of silly stuff. Doing, you know, F Fridays, which I really enjoy doing, but I've been kind of just more vloggy type stuff when I'd really like to go back to do some brew days and that, but I actually have a couple of brew day videos. I'm actually brewing today. It's the first weekend of the new year, so I wanted to brew something. But that will be, well, it's a disaster right now. It's the end of the mash, and I'm taking a little break to make this video. But it's really a disastrous brew day. And I don't know, maybe I'll stick it into this video depending on how much more footage I take, but I might also make it its own video to show you the horrors of, well, yeah, just being unorganized. But yeah, so brewing, already started brewing again, so that's, one of the things that's gonna happen in 2017 is that I've given up, not given up, but I've come to terms with the fact that I can't drink as much as I used to, or make as big batches as I used to when I was splitting them with another person and when I had, you know, more free time. So I am kind of switching everything over to smaller batch brewing. You guys have seen me unbox my mini brew buckets. I've got 2 of them now, so I can have 2 beers going. And I just got 2 mini kegs, the 9-liter kegs for Christmas. So yeah, I'm just kind of converting over to trying to brew a little more often, but brewing less beer. So I can kind of, because I enjoy the brewing process and I enjoy, you know, experimenting and having new beers on all the time. So I've figured out that that's what I want most out of this, doing this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try and brew smaller batches and brew, you know, kind of, yeah, try and figure out the way to brew those the easiest and the fastest that I can to, yeah, just kind of, you know, take the pressure off of, and to have, you know, I don't want beers sitting around. The last full-size batch beer I brewed was a Saison, and it was, you know, over 7%, so it just sat in a keg. I kind of just nibbled away at it. I think I had it for like almost 6 months, so with a kegerator that only has 2 taps, that's kind of a pain to have a beer occupying 1 tap for that long. So yeah, 2017, I am embracing smaller batches. Another change that's happening in 2017 is my wife, she got a new job in another city, so she's doing the commute thing right now. And we live kind of downtown in the city that we live in an apartment that's, you know, it's a decent size, but it's getting to the point where we don't go to the city, we don't party that much or anything like that. We don't take that much advantage of living downtown anymore. So we're giving, you know, serious consideration to moving out to the, not the countryside, but you know what I mean, like outside the city, to you know, to a full house, to a bigger house, somewhere where, you know, I can have room for my brewing stuff, and you know, my wife can have a better garden, and you know, just more space, less hassle on space issues. And yeah, so if that happens, that could also really change my brewing type thing. I've been wanting, you know, I have a few people who have promised me like old freezers and stuff that they just have in storage, but obviously I don't have any room for them. So if I got myself a nice dedicated brewing space in a new house, I could probably re-up my game from what I've kind of had to settle for. So I'm hoping that happens. Yeah, I'll miss kind of living downtown, but yeah, like I said, you know what it's like. You don't take advantage. If you don't take advantage of living downtown, if there's no point in it, if all the stuff you want to do requires kind of having more space and just kind of, you're looking for a quieter, quieter. You're just looking for bigger, quieter, and maybe something closer to my wife's new work. But that is something that we'll have to see what happens with. Anyway, yeah, 2017. Like I said, now this dude has opened his windows. I think he's coming for me. I think he's gonna. I mean, he's gonna have to Superman it, but pretty sure that we're gonna bro down here. Anyway, yeah. What was I saying? I want to wrap this up because it's getting weird now. And I can see from my timer that I've only got a minute and a half before I have to go start sparging. 2017, smaller, more batches. I want to do more brewing videos. I don't know. I want to get more into a routine of doing some kind of video each week, even if I don't have any real anything to really talk about. But I'll try and figure something out to do, so you can stare at my ugly mug at least once a week. And yeah, Happy New Year again to everyone. And one thing I wanted to mention: I've gotten some requests to do some beer sharing, beer mailing, from a couple of people, and I am. This is kind of awkward to talk about, but I've never really talked on here about doing beer mails. I've always wanted to do it. I'm pretty jealous of all you guys who get to do beer mails. But the thing is that the Danish postal system, it's so intensely expensive to ship outside the country. I mean, it's expensive to ship inside of Denmark, but like shipping to close countries like Germany or Norway or the UK is pretty expensive. I'm looking into some alternative shipping methods, which we have some. Thank you, timer. Yeah, I guess that's the reason that I've never done. I did the SJ Pour challenge thing, and they were nice enough to reimburse me a couple of shekels. The people who had to ship from mainland Europe to the UK, and that was very nice, because yeah, it was expensive to ship. But that's the reason that I don't usually bring up beer mails, because I know that in a lot of countries you can get the beer to me really cheap, but then I just feel like such a dick not like saying, oh well, I mean, yeah, it's just really expensive. I'll give you an example. If I were to ship to the UK, it would cost about £70 or €100, something like that, if it was 5-6 beers. So yeah, that's yeah. So that was I've always wanted to kind of get that out into the ether. That's kind of the reason that I have never done any like beer trading or beer mailings, beer mail. Yeah, beer mail, that's what everybody calls it. So yeah, anyway, but I'm very interested in figuring it out, maybe doing something. So it's actually almost cheaper for me to fly to the UK and then just ship it to somebody. Maybe I'll do some meetups. Maybe I'll come over there and hand deliver some stuff to you, or go up north to some of you guys up there. Oh, speaking of coming to places, my brother is getting married in September of this year, of 2017, and I will be home for quite a while. Actually, I'll be home for at least 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks. I'm from Michigan, and he'll be getting married on the west side of Michigan. So there's some guys that are going to be in some private messages from me, because I would like to do some shenanigans. But yeah, when I'm in the U.S., I'm hoping that I can do some beer mailing with some peeps But stay tuned on that. That's obviously something that I'll get more info out to the ether and to some peoples in general. Yeah, alright. This has gone on far longer than I thought it would, and I have to get down and sparge. So, cheers. Happy Brew Year. Hope everybody's doing good. Yeah, I'll be seeing you a little bit more in 2017. Cheers.